Hi there, welcome to Tribal Trails. We are glad to have on our program today a brother and two sisters. So we welcome you Cardinals to our program today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe you can take a second and introduce yourselves.
My name is Delores Cardinal, and I'm from Kikino. I'm the oldest of my siblings.
Okay.
I'm Sherry Cardinal, and I'm the middle child.
Lorne Cardinal, also from Kikino, youngest of the family.
Now, people often don't call you Delores, right? Do you have a nickname?
I do have a nickname, and it's Dotsy.
Dotsy. Okay.
Yeah.
So we are glad to have you here today, and we're just taking some time to talk about family and the value of family today. If we could, Lorne, maybe we'll start with you. Could you paint a bit of a picture of what your life was like growing up?
Well, we grew up in a Christian home, went to church every Sunday and prayer meeting every Wednesday, and had a good. Mom and Dad were always home. Dad was working in Kikino, and we had cows and horses, and we were all together and just had a good growing up.
So tell me a little bit then about Kikino, that area. Where is that near for those who don't know?
And the closest town would be Lac La Biche, so just south of Lac La Biche, 40 kilometers or so.
So did you grow up hunting in that area, or do you enjoy that sort of thing?
I went out with my dad and uncles a few times hunting, and we did do snaring rabbits and fishing, ice fishing there,
Yeah. How about you ladies?
No, I didn't. I couldn't.
Yeah, you
Just-
couldn't hunt?
No, I thought it was. I couldn't. It was cruel.
Yeah.
I just couldn't do it.
Okay, it's not for everybody.
No.
No.
Yeah, I have one sister who does, and she's the only one out of all of my sisters that does that with my dad. So I get that. So what did you enjoy then growing up? What was something that you enjoyed?
Well, we, like Lauren said, like we have a big family, like cousins and stuff like that. So we would go and visit like quite often with our cousins, and just we used to be outside a lot, like just from morning to night, basically. Like we just hang out and just be outside, going all over, like just exploring, I guess.
Do you have any special memories from growing up, Sherry, that you want to share?
Hanging out with the brothers and the sisters, and just doing things with the other cousins, and going to church on Sunday, and like you'd see all the family there.
So right from when you were young, you went to church, all of you?
Yeah.
Did your parents then know God all through their life, or what was their history?
No, they didn't always. Like my grandparents did. My dad's the Cardinal. My grandparents, the Cardinal side. I think that's why we all went to church. Like all my uncles and aunts and cousins, everybody did. But my parents, they gave their lives to the Lord later in life, I guess. My mom first, and then my dad.
Okay. And this was before you were all born, or?
After for my dad.
Yeah.
Our dad, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not everybody has that, and so that's just a huge blessing, I think.
Blessed are those whose ways are blameless, who walk according to the law of the Lord. Blessed are those who keep his statutes and seek him with all their heart. They do no wrong, but follow his ways.
Now, you've had something that's very close to all of your hearts. Can you share a bit about your dad? Who would like to take that?
My dad's name was Wesley Cardinal. Like till he passed, he was a believer for 40 plus years. Well, there's 3 of us, and we had a younger brother. He passed, and we have another sister, Muriel. So there was 5 of us, and my dad was elder in the church.
And sometimes at prayer meetings, there'd only be like a few of us, and he'd always say, "Where 2 or 3 are gathered, the Lord's in the midst." Like he'd always encourage us not to look at the numbers, but just to focus on just fellowship with one another and to pray for our community and our family.
Yes.
That was a big thing was to pray for all his family to come to know the Lord.
But he was like always helping people, like just if they needed help, like my cousins or anybody, if they needed something, he was always very helpful in that way. And like in the community, he was very well respected too. Just like the rock of our family, and just our a good example of a follower of Jesus.
For you have been called for this purpose, because Christ also suffered for you, leaving you an example so that you would follow in his steps.
He eventually got sick, right? That's my understanding. Do you want to speak into that a little bit about that whole situation that took place?
Well, Carissa and I, my daughter, Carissa, and I moved back with my parents, like when my mom was sick, and we helped my dad and like our family take care of her, and she passed in 2006. So we just ended up staying with him, and we didn't even notice, like I guess there was signs, but it was like subtle. It wasn't noticeable. Then all of a sudden, I don't even know what it was, but we noticed that like he was forgetting a lot of things that he knew, and not able like to do things that he did before. And we were fortunate at that time. We had a doctor who was a believer too. And he was telling us that my dad had dementia. And that was in 2019, I believe, that he was diagnosed with that. And it was very hard, because well, you hear things about people who have it, and it was hard to see someone who was so strong physically, worked hard all his life, to just not be able to do the things he did before, but he still loved the Lord in all of it, and so Chris and I decided that like one of us was going to be there, like all the time, and we as it got worse, like we one of us was always there, and then towards the end, like I'm just thankful for my family. Like they would come in between time, but like as it progressed, and there's I think 3 or 4 years that he had it, but towards the end, like I think it was maybe a month where it really got bad, which is I'm thankful to the Lord that that's all it was. Like so we all took shifts, like my siblings and my nieces and nephew, and like because it was hard, like on me and Crystal, like we were getting burnt out. But I'm so thankful that like at the end, all of us like were there for my dad, and I'm thankful to the Lord that till the end he knew all of us. Because sometimes they forget, and I'm just thankful that he knew all of us.
I can tell by your level of emotion, the level of impact that he had on your life and all of you. We've talked about that as friends, the impact that he's had And I think that that is just so, so important.
And one thing, he'd share the gospel with everyone, like even in the community and with family, because that was a big thing in his life, is for people to know the Lord and to accept the Lord.
Being invited to the council meetings and to pray before their meetings in there.
That shows something about someone's character, that they're welcomed into all environments. To know that someone can have that much impact on many lives, like you're here, but that's grandchildren going on. It's all the family that surrounds that. Is there a special memory that you would want to share about your dad that just really kind of stands out to you? Maybe I'll get Sherry or Lorne to share this.
Probably when me and my wife came to the Lord back in 2003, Gary Quakish was in Kikino doing our special meetings, and it was this Sunday that we didn't go up. Gary came to us and asked us if we were ready to give our lives to the Lord. And we said yes, so we went and sat at a different table there, and my dad seen us over there. He was really happy. Yes, he was just telling everybody that day after church, and we still had meetings that evening, and he was just going around telling everybody that we came to the Lord, and he was really happy.
I'm so glad that he got to see that in your life, and to know that his children are walking with God. That's a gift. Yeah.
Some of the special memories like I have with my dad, our dad, was we'd go visit in Goodfish, or we'd go have coffee at my Auntie Victoria's. That was special, like doing stuff like that with him. And towards the end of his illness, he didn't want to do that. So it was just, a special time with him.
Now the thought that even though his memories started fading, all of you get to carry on the memories, and you get to keep them living here. And I think that that's really special, and that you all have each other. What would you say was your anchor point through the hardest times of all of this?
I think the Lord, for sure, like, because there was sometimes like I was just letting him go even before he was gone, like just praying, like, I can't do it, but I need your help.
Yes.
And just our family, like, just knowing how close we were, and just praying for each other, and just this prayer, like, really helped me through it. And yeah, I'm just so thankful that that, like, God's word to read and comfort you, and just to know that yes, he's gone, but he's with the Lord, and not suffering.
There is coming a day when no heartache shall come, no more clouds in the sky, no more tears to dim the eye. All is peace forevermore on that happy golden shore. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be when my Jesus I shall see. When I look upon his face, saved me by His grace, when He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be.
Like when he did pass, like that verse in Psalms, like precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of one of His saints. That one, Psalms 116, I think it is. But yeah, that gave me encouragement. And how he ended up like passing is he had a brain bleed, a very bad one, the doctor said, and like it was a massive one. And it was at home, and then he ended up being flown to Edmonton, and we all came in, and we were all there as a family, like most of the family. And yeah, then that verse just came to mind.
There'll be no sorrow there, no more burdens to bear, no more sickness, no more pain, no more parting over there, and forever I will be with the one who died for me. What a day, glorious day that will be. What a day that will be, when my Jesus I shall see, when I look upon His face, the one who saved me by His grace, when He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be, when He takes me by the hand and leads me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day that will be.
So would each of you say that God being a part of your journey through that was a sustaining thing for you?
Yes,
Definitely.
for sure.
And having so many Christian friends at the time was a big help.
Yeah.
They're with us.
Yeah, you have a strong community there in Kikino, definitely.
And one thing my dad did with Delores and Carissa was plan his funeral of what he wanted to be done. And like they fulfilled his wishes. Like
That's really good too. Often people don't have that ability to do that. So yeah, for you to know that you carried everything out the way that he would have wanted that, that's special too. What has life been like since you know now he's in heaven, and that has greatly affected the dynamics in your family? But where are your lives at today in thinking through all of this?
Well, I know that even when we were asked to do this interview, I just thinking about it, it just, like I said, it brought tears to my eyes, and I was just getting emotional because like grief doesn't just end on this day or whatever. It I still miss him so much, even though I know like where he is, but I still miss him.
And one thing we try to do as our family is to have like Thanksgiving or all the holidays and birthdays to try be together there as one family. We have a big family, so we usually meet at the church.
And just knowing that he's with Jesus, that one day we'll see him again.
That's an amazing hope, isn't it? I think that's definitely the dividing line between knowing God and how we grieve and how we look ahead to future, with our family and those who have loved God too. It makes a difference, a huge difference. And even though you're all grieving still, it's only been a couple of years, right?
Yeah.
I sense a peace with you that is different. And that's a dividing line as well from what the world might feel. I see that peace in your eyes that you know where your dad is. And that's a calming thing for you. But I really do appreciate you sharing this part of your journey with us. I think just in you talking about him, it really hits me the legacy that he's left for his family and for the people that he impacted. And Sherry, you said that he's always telling people about God. And not everybody holds that in their hearts, but it sounds like he had such a dramatic change that was something that really, really was a part of his life. I wish I had known him. I didn't have a chance to meet him, but someday.
Yeah.
We read of a place that's called heaven. It's made for the pure and the free. These truths in God's word He has written. How beautiful heaven must be. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet hope of the happy and free. Fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. The children will play without sorrow. The women will be without fear. And the maid will all walk tall with honor. 'Cause only light, peace, and love will be there. How beautiful heaven must be. Sweet home of the happy and free. Fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. Fair haven of rest for the weary. How beautiful heaven must be. In the sweet by and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore. In the is sweet. By and by, we shall meet on that beautiful shore.
And I really am thankful that you've been a part of our program today. I know that this is a hard subject to talk about, but definitely it's something that's relevant with so many.
Yeah,
And
everybody goes through it at some
Mhm.
point in their life.
Yeah. I think everybody has their own process of going through this. I don't feel like there's a right or wrong way. For all of you to share and be here, thank you.
You're welcome.
As I had the chance to talk with the Cardinals today, there are a few things that really struck me as I was talking to them. First of all, grief is not an easy journey. And as they walked through it with their dad, they found hope and strength in trusting in Jesus. And as I listened to them talk, it reminded me, what is the legacy that I would be passing on to the people that I know? How am I impacting the people in my world? My friends, my family around me? Am I shining Jesus to them? This really challenged me as I listened to them talk. Their dad impacted them so much. If you're watching today, if you've had those moments where you've fallen, then get back up. Get back up and keep moving forward with Jesus so that you can also be impacting those around you. I hope today that you can stand strong and know who you are in God. We are not guaranteed our next breath. Only God knows the number of our days. And so it brings me to this other thought. If you took your last breath today, would you be ready to stand before God? And if you have any question mark, then please contact us. You can pray with someone. You can get your questions answered. Our phone number is 306-961-2588. Our hope at Tribal Trails is that you would come to the understanding that you need Jesus in your life, that you are missing something when you don't have that relationship with Him.